Hey friends, I am so excited to be here right now and share with you my digital product strategy for 2025 so that you can be making $100,000 next year. So let's just dive right in and start talking about those foundational steps. The foundation of making good money selling digital products is picking the right product to sell. And there's a few steps, little subsections inside this section of how to do that. First and foremost, you need to choose a product that's going to solve a problem. It seems obvious, but this is a mark that a lot of people miss because they just get so excited and they end up creating a digital product they think people will like instead of really thinking about the problem your audience has or the audience you're trying to build. So you might even want to communicate with your audience for this one and figure out what they're struggling with the most. What is their main problem and how can you solve that in your digital product? Then you also need to think about how they'll absorb information the best. It depends on your audience, it depends on the type of audience you have. And I actually surveyed my audience and this helped me a lot. And I asked them, like, how do you want me to present information to you? Do you prefer videos? Do you prefer PDFs? Do you prefer short videos versus long videos? And they came back and they told me exactly what they wanted. And that's what I created. I created a workshop. It's a long video that just explains everything they need to know. Really just ask your audience, like, how do you learn the best? And then that will help you decide what you want to create. Once you have this created, you're going to figure out the best lead magnet that you can create that connects back to your digital product. So it might be a highlight of the digital product where then your digital product dives deep into. It could be like a checklist or something small that connects to like the first section of your digital product. As long as this lead magnet or this free resource is connected back to your digital product, it will work perfect. And then you will set up a mini funnel that goes from your lead magnet to your email list and to your digital product. So I use StanStore, and how I have it set up is I will have somebody grab my free resource and then it automatically will be like, oh, wait, do you want this digital product at this reduced rate? And that works quite often where somebody then will purchase it right then and there, but sometimes they don't, but at least it, caught their attention. They saw it and they still got their free resource. And then they join my email list and I provide them a lot of nurturing content and will provide weekly emails that is just chatting, giving them some background, giving them some behind the scenes, telling them some helpful, valuable tips, leading them to my free videos on YouTube, things like that. And then every once in a while, I can just be like, oh, by the way, don't forget about my workshop if you haven't already. And because I am nurturing my relationship with my community, which you should just do because you want to, not because you're trying to make money. And I think, let me just side tangent really quick. I think that's the mindset that a lot of people do not have nowadays is it has to be relationship based first. If you are just focused on making money, you're going to be very disappointed because it takes a long time to get to a point where you're making a regular income. And the more you just treat your audience like the friends that they are, the community that they are, the faster you're going to make money. These are people. These are people who are trying to build connections and who are trying to learn from you. So treat them as such. Like, treat them like your favorite teacher did in elementary school. The teacher that you remember and you still know, and you're like, that was the best teacher I ever had because they made a personal connection with you. That's who you need to be for this person. You want them years from now to be like, oh, I just love that Shelby girl on YouTube and I bought that workshop from her, changed my life. Like, you want to be that person for them. So treat them with kindness. Treat them like people, not like money making machines. Okay, that was my side tangent. And next on this foundational step is really lean into evergreen content. So Instagram is great and it's 100% a great platform to do on a daily basis and to like really build up your community and make sales. A lot of people make tons of money on Instagram only. But if it were me, I would put a little bit of energy into like an evergreen platform. So that's YouTube, blogs, or podcasts. And podcasts are great because you can do a video podcast, but otherwise it can just be your voice. It's something you can start. It's very like low energy. You just got to talk into a microphone. And, there's so many platforms out there nowadays where it's very easy to edit them. And, it's something that can be out and alive for years to come and can continue bringing you in leads. YouTube is the same way. It takes a little bit more time. Editing a YouTube video takes a lot longer for me than editing a podcast, but it is out there, and people are watching videos that I posted years ago, and it's still making me like affiliate income, and it's still getting me leads to my email list. People are still grabbing my freebie from those videos, and then I'm able to offer my new workshop years later. So YouTube is really great for me. And then blogs, that's actually something I'm going to be starting this coming year in 2025, and I'm going to be using a platform called Durable. And this platform is absolutely amazing. It's my website platform, but they have a blog feature inside of their platform that I can just give like my crappy scratch notes to, or even like a outline from a video and say, use this video outline, but to answer this question for this blog. And it'll gather my thoughts and then spit it out in a different way for me. And I should mention, Durable is the sponsor of today's video. I am so, so blessed to have been working with them over the last handful of videos. They are near and dear to me. I am so connected to this brand. I love it so much, and I'm so happy to be able to talk about it. Honestly, I had the ad portion of this video later on in the video, but I just started talking about it because I love the platform so much. So I'm going to go ahead and say Durable is the sponsor of today's video, and you can get 30% off your first 3 months on Durable, which is just like a game changer. You even get a domain name included with your website. And the website design itself, you give it a little bit of information and it designs it in like 30 seconds. And then, of course, you can change up the images or the text or add pages, do whatever you want, add your blog. It's so user friendly. It has tons of AI support. It even so much as has this like feature inside of it where it like scans through the website and makes sure to enhance the SEO anywhere possible. So like the alt text on images and things like that. And I think that for me is great because girl, don't have time for that. It's so funny because I'm actually manually doing this for my client Katie Steckley in her website. And I'm like, man, if this was a Durable website, I'd just click a button and it would just do it for me. But, it's not the case for many other websites. So Durable is, queen. I'm calling it a queen for website building. But anyway, so check out Durable, 30% off first 3 months. It's great. Okay, so those were the foundational steps. Now let's get into the real meat of the strategy and talk about what I'm going to be doing with all of that in 2025. So first and foremost, currently right now, I just have my one product. It's a workshop. It's $47 until the end of the year. And then I think I'm going to bump it up a little bit, but you can, grab it now for 47. That's the only product I have. I used to have tons of other ones. I discontinued them. I wanted to kind of start fresh going into 2025. My goal by the end of 2025 is going to be to have 3 different products at 3 different tiers. So I'm going to have, of course, that middle tier is my workshop. So something in like the $40 to $60 range. And it's, like an hour-long workshop. It comes with a lot of other things too, like Notion templates, Canva templates, etc., and lots of like ChatGPT prompts and things like that. So that's like my middle tier. And then I also want to have a low tier, which might end up being like a template pack, like maybe my Notion dashboard or something like that. Something if people don't feel like they need the actual help on understanding how to create and sell a digital product, then they could just buy the resources, the things that they can use to do it, not like the lesson, right? So that might be like my small offer, and that's going to be in the range of like $7 to $27, something like that. And then my top tier product will be something that's a little more. It might be like I don't want to do a full on course because I feel like courses, I just bought a course recently and I haven't even looked at it. Like, and I love learning via video, but sometimes courses are just so long. And, as a mom, as an entrepreneur, and a wife and a holiday, like I don't have time to just sit there and dedicate hours to all this content. Like I need the lessons and I need them quick. So what I'd probably do for my top tier is have something that's more like a mini series or a mini course kind of with like 5 or so lessons, and each of those being like an hour long. So like my workshop times 5, and maybe 5 hours of content, very easy to absorb, and then maybe do like a Q&A at the end or something like that. And I would say your top tier products would be over $100. So like 150 plus, something like that. These are great because you can make more money for one sale, right? You sell one of your high ticket item, you bank $100, but you would have to sell like 2 or 3 of your mid tier and multiple more of your small tier to get to that same point. So it's good to have all of them because you want to meet your community where they're at. And some people in your community may not quite be ready for that big of an expense. And so that middle tier that kind of is a condensed version of, maybe the same information is, a little bit more affordable for them, and they can learn and apply those lessons. Then when they get to that point, they can invest in your bigger, higher ticket item. So for me, for example, my workshop, so that mid tier, is really walking you through the basis of like foundation building of your brand and your product, creating the actual lead magnet and product and showing you how to do that in Canva and uploading it into StanStore, and then setting up all of the things in StanStore to actually like start selling. What I don't talk about in this workshop is the marketing aspect and providing, tips on social media, on your website, things like that. So my higher tier would probably have something similar to this video that is my workshop, talking about those foundational steps and actually creating your product, but then go in deep into like the marketing aspect, building out your website, creating a YouTube channel, a podcast, etc. Always interrupting my videos. Always interrupting. Husband. Love you. Now you want to optimize all of those products for conversions. So the 2 ways you can do that is, of course, setting your digital products to achieve an outcome. So we already talked about how your digital product needs to solve a problem, and it also needs to not necessarily guarantee an outcome, because you can never guarantee anything because it's a lot to do with the person, the topic. Like in my case, so much of it depends on the effort the person's going to put in, and also like the topic they talk about. Like I can't guarantee that you're going to sell hundreds of thousands of dollars in digital products unless you pick the right product and you really apply yourself or whatever. And so you can't guarantee, but you want to tell them what the outcome could be. And you also need to, have proof. Like I just launched my workshop and I have a couple people who are wrapping it up right now, and I'm waiting for them to give me their testimonial. So you could always do like a pre-launch and get testimonials before launching it like to the public. So it's important to have the digital product lead to an outcome and then have proof that that outcome can happen. Oh, hi, puppy. My next strategy for 2025 for my digital products is automate everything where possible. So with that, like DM automation, I use ManyChat. StanStore is coming out with their own DM automation. It's in beta testing right now, so I'm looking forward to that because it will save me some money. But right now, ManyChat works great. You essentially set it up like a little funnel. So if somebody comments a word, it automatically sends them a DM on Instagram. That sends them a link to your lead magnet, your digital product, your affiliate link, whatever it is you're promoting. And then StanStore, I have funnels built out within StanStore. So when somebody does download my freebie, it puts them in an email sequence of 5 emails that doesn't sell them. It just provides them value and information, things and information on how to use the lead magnet and things like that. And the very last email, I think, does mention my digital product, but it's just a very soft sell. It's not something like I'm trying to push on people. And then they get placed into my actual weekly newsletter as well. So again, it's just really important to have all of this set up in the back end. And then next is creating workflows for reusable systems. So what I mean is using a platform like Notion and have workflows set up within Notion that you do on repeat. So for content creation, for example, I do the same thing for every single video. I plan and research, I write the script, I film the video, I edit the video, I go through the publishing steps, I send it to a brand if I'm working with one, which I am. Remember, Durable sponsoring today's video. And so those are my steps for my YouTube videos. And so I have a calendar in Notion where if I, create a new piece of content, it walks me through all those steps. I have statuses based on those steps. And so I can keep track of all the videos I'm creating and not have to like reinvent the wheel every single time. And same goes for a lot of other things in my business. Every time I work with a brand, I add them to my brand tracker, a calendar in Notion where if I, create a new piece of content, it walks me through all those steps. I have statuses based on those steps. And so I can keep track of all the videos I'm creating and not have to like reinvent the wheel every single time. And same goes for a lot of other things in my business. Every time I work with a brand, I add them to my brand tracker. Every time I get a new affiliate link, I add it to my every time I get a new affiliate partner, I add them to my affiliate tracker. All of this is actually in the Notion template I told you I am offering in my workshop. And you know what? Before this video launches, I will go ahead and add that as a just small tier, like $17 product or something, and have it linked below. So if you're not ready for the workshop, but you really want access to this template and others, I will have it linked below for you. I'm going to just go ahead and bite the bullet and do it now. Now, all of that is good and grand, but you're not going to hit a 6-figure mark unless you put in the work. Okay, so let's break it down how you're going to actually turn all of this hard work into $100,000. First and foremost is diversifying your income. You hear it a lot, and it's because it's so, so important. You cannot rely on one income stream to make you that amount of money. You just cannot. So again, having like a few different offers so you can meet your community where they are. That's important. That's number one. But then also beyond just the digital products, affiliate marketing, brand partnerships, AdSense revenue, if you have a blog or a YouTube channel, there's lots of different ways to make an income through, content creation or just like promoting yourself online, even if it's none of those things and you want to invest in real estate property and rent those out or have an Airbnb or have stocks and bonds. Like there can be ways to make money and other revenue streams outside of content creation as well. Next on scaling is mastering content creation. So having your YouTube channel or a blog or a podcast, posting regularly on Instagram and really putting yourself out there and building your community. If you don't build your community, no one's going to be buying your products. You have to come up with a strategy that is actually going to put your product in front of people. And you can run ads and stuff, but if you get people to know you and trust you, you're more likely to make those sales. And so that's why it's so important to have those sales funnels and then create content like this that's, educating or providing some sort of inspiration to people and then leading them through that sales funnel to continuing to provide them value and nurturing them. And then eventually on their own, without you even telling them to, they will most likely buy from you. And then they'll be excited for new things that you launch. Okay, next on scaling is consistency. And if you watch any videos like this, people say consistency is key. And it's so annoying to hear it because everybody says it, but it's true. The more consistent you are, the more opportunities you have to connect with people, and the more connections you make, the more sales in the long run you make. Let me know in the comments the digital product that you're hoping to create and sell in 2025. I'd love to hear it and provide any advice or tips or whatever I have based on that product and your niche. So let me know in the comments. And again, thank you Durable for sponsoring today's video. Check them out, 30% off the first 3 months. And also check out my workshop because it's only going to be $47 for a short amount of time. So now is the time to grab it and then let me know what you think when you get through it. And then that's it. I guess I will just see you in the next video. Bye.